Okay, it is Friday, April 24th, 2026. Let's make this fast and take no prisoners. So, S&P did manage to claw upwards and break a new historic high of 71.68, settling up 0.8%, 71.65. I mean, it is what it is, right? We had a choppy top, and we've broken back upwards again. RSI back to 70, that's overbought. But it is notable that despite the gain, daily momentum weakened for a fifth day. And at the current rate, I guess you could argue it probably won't turn negative next week until maybe the week commencing May 4th, I think it is. Is it May 4th? Yeah, Monday, May 4th. So yeah, it's been a hell of a run. And also the NASDAQ had a new historic high as well. So yeah, net bullish day, net bullish week. And now it's like, okay, can we break under the 10 MA on sometime next week? If we can do that, then the door opens to the ceasefire gap. Until that happens, though, we are still short-term bullish. VIX naturally ground low into the weekend. Thursday's black candle played out. We only settled down 3%, 1871. So it's not like the VIX has been crushed to the mid-low teens. I mean, we're 18s. It's not going to take much to get us above 20. And note that daily momentum is still ticking upwards. I would note green gap, which is ceasefire gap. You got to think we could easily get up to. It wouldn't take that much to get to the 24s, 25s next week, right? On a spike, I would note that the upper Bollinger is 29, and that will come down to around 26, 25 by next Friday. So that'll be a lid on how high we can go in the near term. I would note that look, we climbed from late December, 13s, 35s, 31s, 28s, and we've had this consistent down wave. I mean, I don't know if you want to call it like a wave one and a wave two, whatever, but you know, we're way above where we were in December and January still. And it should be questioned. Is this just a retracement? In which case, we should look for the 35s to be taken out. Anyway, that's dwelling on the possibles, which I don't really want to do too much today. Apple, look at that. Thursday's a black candle played out. What a surprise. Some of these, we're just going to flash through a lot of these. What's that? 201. So that's a black candle in Agnico Eagle. Again, I'm looking at these for the first time. Down 1.5%. No sign of a floor there. First Majestic catching a bounce. Oh yeah, of course, AMD, a new historic high. I mean, look at this. 347. This is wild. This was 192 just recently. What's $150 odd on 192? I mean, really, that's 75%. 75% or so. I mean, this is wild. These semicons screaming. Of course, now they're a hyper overbought RSI 88 for that one. Amazon, new historic high. Midterm double top busted through. Again, there's the ceasefire gap. That's a long way down. Earnings are next Wednesday. American Express struggled down 1.4%. We have a pretty good short-term top from here. Things turn interesting if we go under 290. Barrack up, helped by Newmont. Boeing, again, relative to the main market, it was struggling. And look at this big old orange gap, ceasefire gap. Financials continue to cool. There's BlackRock down. Blackstone was down. Even Caterpillar was down. That's surprising. Kimiko cooling back. Carnival. I mean, arguably you just say that's a little bounce after coming down from 30 to 26. We're just getting a 2% bounce. So even Cliff's getting a kick 7%. I don't know why. That one doesn't make any sense to me today. Coinbase, you can argue short-term structure is a bull flag, but today's candle was actually black, so net bearish for Monday. Disney down 1%. And yeah, I was gonna just say normally I would cover gold and silver. I'm gonna leave those for the weekend. I will look at oil at the end of this, so not least for myself. Google 1.6%, almost a new historic high. Earnings the next Wednesday. Home Depot, I've been mentioning this a lot lately. Down 1.3%. That's a lousy performance to the main market. Set to tag orange gap. Momentum prone to turning negative, not on Monday but Tuesday. Volume was a little bit higher today on the selling. A bearish consumer, bearish Home Depot. Forgive me for flying through some of these. Well, there's one we're not going to fly through. Intel 23.6% on excellent earnings. We'll say today's candle. No, it's not a black candle. We did close above the open, so not a black candle. But we do have a gigantic downside gap to around 67. So, I mean, come on. Now we have two big downside gaps. We have the ceasefire gap, and I guess you just call this earnings gap, you know. And this 28s, no, that's we can forget about that, right? Anytime soon. Well, Intel, you know, it's generating annualized $1.25 maybe. Joby, black candle. JP Morgan down another 1.1%, just another weak financial. KKR up 0.2, but that's a black candle by 3 cents. 3 cents under the open of 101.86. Bearish. Don't care about that right now. Meta has earnings next Wednesday. MP Materials down 4%. Microsoft up 2. It's still trying to get to green gap. And we had a stall yesterday. Again, if the main market is down on Monday, it's not going to do it. But we'll see. Micron, new historic high. Netflix down 0.4%. Again, now it's under the 50 days, so that's kind of leaning weak for a few days. Target is maybe 88. Yeah, 88. $4 down. Nike still struggling. Nvidia up 4%, almost printing a new historic high. There's the historic high from late October, 212.17. We got to 210.95. So again, today's candle, you see the spike off of 10 MA? It's pretty impressive. On this, that's a black candle. Pan American Silver, is that a black candle? No. Palantir up 1.1%. Not a black candle. I really am just gonna skip right through some of these. It's a Friday night. I'm surprised I even decided to plug in my mic again. Rocket Lab down almost 6%. Again, the SpaceX would be inherently bullish for this one, but if the war hostilities resume, I got to think the main market will get smashed back down, and I would not be surprised if the SpaceX decide to delay their IPO for quote market conditions. We've seen it before. Tesla up 0.7. I mean, it's trying to hold around this. It's trying to hold its key price threshold. Again, people have been doing articles about this since earnings on Wednesday. I mean, the valuation is insane. It's only generating annualized $1.50, $2 a year. I mean, that's ridiculous. This is crazy. I mean, this stock should be somewhere 50% lower. I'm not saying I don't like the cars. I'm not saying I don't like Elon, but the valuation is just stupid. It should be somewhere closer to 100. Even some of the mainstream accept that. UAL up 1.9%. That was helped by lower oil, but again, you could argue it's more of a bounce because this has come down from 105 to 88. It's bounced $5 to 93. United Health. That's another black candle. And of course, we do have a downside gap. I haven't marked it on here, but it's a pretty big gap. And of course, there's a ceasefire gap there. UPS down 0.6, short-term choppy. Exxon down 1% because of oil. Okay, let's just skip gold, silver, and we got to look straight to oil. So oil on a daily, start with. Right, oil was officially down 97 cents, 1% to 94.88. Today's price action was pretty tight, relatively. I mean, we held and we did settle the week above the tenor at 92.10. So today's candle is not a reversal, but it's a little bit spiky. Momentum is it's ticking back, continues to tick back upwards, prone to turning positive on not Monday, more likely on Tuesday. So here's two scenarios. If oil does not spike upwards on Monday, it will be inclined to do it on Tuesday. Of course, there's always the Fed, but clearly any kind of news war related story is going to be an issue. Well, on a weekly, wow, yeah. I mean, look, for the week, oil was up $11.03, which is 13.1%. Doesn't feel like it's up 13%, but it is. 94.88, which is it's the best weekly close since a couple of weeks ago. Momentum is still weakening, but it's kind of leveling out. I mean, the rate of decline is declined itself. Okay, we have 4 trading days left of the month. As things are, oil is currently down $6.50, $6.4%. The short, personally, and the oil bulls should be hoping oil can settle this coming Thursday above $100. So we get another positive candle. It's not absolutely necessary. It really isn't. Oil's got nothing to prove, having gone from 54 to 119, cooled back to 80, spiked from 80, currently 94s. It could easily do $6 next week. So that's doable. Momentum's still going to tick upwards into May. There's no doubt about that. Let's send off with USO. Let's start with a 15. We'll work our way upwards. So there is arguably a bull flag on having climbed from Friday 110 to 137. We cooled off today actually across a little bit of yesterday afternoon into today. We have a marginal double floor from 129s. And yeah, I was buying. I bought 2 blocks, one from that little spike, I guess halfway on that spike there, another block just before it there. So I have 2 blocks, they're both green. We'll cover this actually in the next chart or two. But yeah, it's not a bad. You could even argue the bull flag was provisionally confirmed before the close. Cyclically, we're on the marginally high side. We could absolutely jump on Monday. I mean, there's plenty of upside potential for a Monday jump. So that's pretty good. We're not on the certainly not on the low end, but there's potential. On a 15-minute chart, again, it's all dependent upon scale, but we do have a marginal break outside of the bull flag. And RSI is 59. It's not low, but it's better than 70. And you know, this is a big ramp, and that is a bull flag. So I mean, ideally, having settled at 132.40, as someone who's long, I want to see USO above 138 on Monday. It doesn't have to do it on Monday. Maybe it does it on Tuesday or Wednesday, but I want to see that high taken out, preferably at the Monday Open. If it happens on the Monday Open, that's great. It's great for me. Great for my 2 trades. But and after that, of course, then the 143s back from April 7th. There is a risk of orange gap. We never tagged it. Sometimes we don't tag gaps. Usually we do, but not always, especially if, news headline. If there's any adverse war news this weekend, we could easily go above 137, which is, it's only $5 up. That's doable. And we will conclude with the daily chart. Remember, yesterday there was a head and shoulder. I got rid of that chart. Friday's candle was a reversal, 4 days up, and today was a little bit of cooling. And we just settled 23 cents shy of it being officially a reversal candle. So it's not a reversal candle, just a little bit shy, but head and shoulders were too high for that. So that structure is negated. In theory, we should take out yesterday's high either on Monday or Tuesday, and we should take out the high from early April, and off we go. Way higher. Uh, 170, 180 for USO. I will say daily momentum continued to tick upwards for a fourth, well, if you count from there, 5th day, momentum might turn positive on Monday. If oil jumps 3-4%, momentum could turn positive on Monday, and that should carry up into early May, in theory. In theory. So yeah, I am pretty heavy long oil across the weekend, and now I wonder how is Monday gonna open? If Monday opens down, all right, I'll just hold. Monday opens up, and then I'll look to close out for a couple of green exits, and then buy back on any cooling wave. I mean, dream scenario, of course, would be oil jumps above that high there, but it's so really hopeful. Realistically, though, we can take out the first day high, which was 137. That's doable. So I hold long oil across the weekend. I think for me, it's the most straightforward trade into the summer. Yeah. At some point, of course, oil's got to max out, but we ain't there yet. We've only got $119 for oil. That's not even testing the 2008 high of 147. And I do think that's got to be tested sometime soon. Next week? No, probably not. Very unlikely. Within May, absolutely viable. And probably that goes up even higher in June. But yeah, as ever, one day at a time. I will try and take green exits when I can get them, and today was quite okay. I managed to effectively nail intraday low. Doesn't look very much on here, right? But that little bounce was worth around 8% to me. So if we're up there on Monday around here, that's gonna be worth another 20%, probably. Well, maybe 15 or 20, something like that, which would be that'd be useful. Anyway, have a good evening and have a good weekend. I will be doing some extra videos, well, the usual videos at the weekend. Probably on the Dow 30, gold, silver miners, and if I can get around to it, I'll do the A to Z, which is more useful for me than anybody else. Because it forces me to look at a whole range of different stocks that I have no interest in trading, but gives me an idea on what's really going on beneath the headlines, beneath the surface of the indexes. But yeah, good night.